Good morning and welcome in, everyone. Before we get into this morning's update, let's go over a deep overview of what's going on this morning. We'll talk about the fact that the U.S. Treasury has minted $100 million through BITUNIX, and thank you, Tanya, for sharing that. I will share the information. I took a screenshot of what Tanya shared with me. It shows the minute amount and so on. We'll talk about XRP as it came down and had a nice flush. And honestly, everybody, if you've been watching, it came exactly down to an uptrending support I targeted after we lost 61.6 cents. I came on when I was at my dad's house yesterday. I didn't have any time to do a live yesterday because I was with my dad. I came on last night and talked about if XRP, well, it was mid-afternoon in a short, I talked about if XRP lost that 61.6 cents, it would invalidate the thesis of moving to 64 cents and we'd have to further consolidate. It doesn't mean that the pattern was over. It just needed further consolidation. And had we broke 61.6, we would come down and target, which we've already hit actually, which is a good sign. This is a really good sign. We needed to come down here and retest if we lost this 59.5 cents. Overzealous sell-off, I understand, but that's what ends up happening in these rotational rallies. Once you get rejected, and we got rejected at the upper resistance at, let's clone this. Whoops. Let's clone this. We got rejected up here yesterday at 63.2 cents. We had an underneath support at 61.6 cents. That failed to hold, and that ended up leading to a drop. The back test we rejected at 61.1, which was very bearish last night, and that's what ultimately led us down to the 59.5 cents. And then it was just a nice way we had this set up to understand that if we lost the 616, it was a big problem. And once that pattern broke down, you know, it just it ended up being a mess. We ended up getting rejected up here at the rising or the cup and handle resistance. Came through, pulled some support. Now it looks like to me, what are we doing this morning? Probably retesting the 61.10 area. If we're going to continue to push up, we're probably going to have to push that 61.1 area to see how bearish we are. Bitcoin and XRP didn't fare terrible. XRP a little worse than Bitcoin, but the fact we pulled up from 595 already on XRP and we're sitting at 6034, this is not a terrible sign this morning. But we'll talk about, are we going to projection, are we going to continue going down, or do we have the odds-on favorite to go up to 70 cents? And we'll talk about that in this update. If you're copy trading me, we had an issue yesterday, so they reset it. I have no followers right now, and you're going to have to refollow me if you want to. Some of you messaged me with the issues, and we found out that every time if I open a position, let's say for $100, and let's say it went down 5% and I opened up $10 more to lower my position, the moment I open that $10, it automatically closes out $10 out of the money for the people that are copying me and reapplies $10 into that position. Now, for me, it's not closing it out. So that means every time it does that, someone's losing money. So I found that out. I contacted HOTCOIN yesterday. They reset my entire copy trading account. That means nobody's following me currently, and we had 23 followers. We're still up almost just about 200% in our copy trades. We were not minus yesterday, about 30 bucks. We were up about 30 bucks on a couple trades, down $50 on one trade that we got hammered on. And there's just a lot of exchange problems, but I still like the copy trade. So if you're still interested in copy trading, we can retry it now that they reset it. I would give it a little bit of time, but you can follow and we can try it again and see what happens. I would probably give it like 24 hours to clear up, but you can certainly refollow if you would like. Like I said, there's nobody out of the 23 people following. They tried to reset it to see if things would be a little more clear, but they still say they're working on the update, so we're just going to have to bear with it. But I had a lot of fun doing it. Yesterday we were, I think, net minus 30, but overall we're net positive 200 roughly. So, you know, it's been a good stretch, and hopefully it can continue. I was disappointed to hear that if I opened a additional part of my trade, if it was going down to just lower our average a little bit, that it was closing out the user trades percentage wise of what I was opening. So that's pretty bizarre. But anyhow, that's what's going on. I appreciate everybody's due diligence, and we'll continue going through this update, and we'll go through not just the charts. We'll talk about the minting by the US Treasury, and then we'll talk about the odds of XRP, the altcoin, hitting 70 cents next. We'll also look at the Fear and Greed Index when it comes to cryptocurrency to see where we stand. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube does recommend this update. You hit that like button, my content pops up on the YouTube recommendations, and more people can find my content. So please hit that like button. I'll catch you on the other side of the intro. I'm not opening a trade. Good morning, 9:26 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Sunday, August 25th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in on this Sunday morning. It's 9:26 a.m. here. And right now would be where we had a nice pull down this morning. Overnight, we had a nice pull down. Is this where we can end up start pushing up here for XRP? Is this where we can start gaining a little momentum back here? That we don't know. We'll find out shortly. If we're pushing up here in the 15 or the 30, because we've started to push up, we're right at the 20 crossing the 50 at the 60.3 cent mark. It looks like we're going to try to come up here just a little bit here this morning. Looks like we came down to perfect support at 59.5. After that drop, after the rejection, it said sell resistance, buy support. So now the buy zone's around 59.5. Assuming we don't fall out of this formation, you could layer in. But we have come down here already now. Let's see if we can hold 603, because it looks like we are going to right now. It looks like we're trying to get a little bit of a start this morning. And if I had to guess, if we can get over 603, the 15 minutes seems to suggest we're trying to come up here to 6068 possibly. So that might be where we're trying to head here, to 6068, to see exactly what we're looking at this morning. You know, it's bearish or bullish setup. As far as if you look at this resistance, we're right at 6044. It's a little bit, we're actually above it. Hold on. This was the old consolidation. So, I mean, if you look at this, as long as we can now maintain a traction point at 6034 right here, we're okay. We came back down, consolidated. Now we're going to have to get some upward pressure here to retest some of these drop points. It's one thing to retest the lows, but now we're going to have to retest some of these upper drop points. At least that's what it looks like to me. We're on this weird Saturday and a Sunday now. Oftentimes Saturday, we found that we have dumps early, and then Sunday, early AM, going through the day, we end up consolidating a little bit. Right now I'm looking for XRP to bounce up and retest that 61.1. Because if we come back up and retest that area and fail, it's very bearish. It would be very bearish, at least back down to try to double bottom. But that's what it looks like it's doing. It looks like we're trying to clear out some of the short traders now. We tried to front run this. The Great Falling even was talking about this. The consolidation hit we were going to get. We didn't know when. We didn't know how. And it's unfortunate that HOTCOIN's futures trading worked the way it did with the copiers, because I was going to ride it all the way down to that 595 and just keep adding in. I had another $150 in capital that I could have explored, and I was going to do it all the way to 595. But then with what was going on, it was in my best interest to close the trade, contact the exchange, and just tell them there's some big issue here, and we're going to need some assistance. So that's what I did, and we'll see what happens from here. Hopefully they take it seriously, because I was having a lot of fun doing the copy trade. Win, lose, or draw, we're starting to get a lot of support. We had 23 people following me that got washed out now. Not lost all their money, but they got whitewashed, because that's the only way to reset my system, was to reset my my side on the copy trading. So they tried. I'm going to test the system out here. I think one person somehow is following again that is riding along with this ride, which is weird. But testing it out again, and we'll see what happens. But right now I didn't want anybody on it when I had to retest it after they re-uploaded it. So take it for what it's worth. And if you want to be involved, I highly encourage you to follow me and copy trade me on HOTCOIN. But just understand there's a lot of risk involved, and it might not be as easy to make the profit we want, but I'm still having fun with it. I really, really am. And I'm saddened that I don't see the 23 people this morning in there because of it being reset. But anyhow, 6044 right now. We seem to see the upward trajectory that we're looking at right now. And honestly, if you want to talk about bullish and you want to get excited this morning, this might not pan out, obviously. We might not get the support to do it. But we came around from resistance, boom, boom. Now if it starts to swing up, we could see an identifiable, in my opinion, possible W reversal on the support structure. These are very important. W reversal on the reversal part of the pattern. If we start pushing up here, we could see a nice W that actually forms here earlier in the day. If we come up here and we hit this 6, I fully expect us to hit that 607 here in the 15 at least. If we come up to 607 and then we start reversing, maybe we come back down to 596, okay. But I really feel like it's going to come to that 607 and then up to that. If it breaks 607, we probably got 61.2 cents. We've got an engulfing candle in the 15. Still got some room in the 15 momentum-wise. So that's what I'm looking at for the 15. 30-minute, it's pushed past the death cross here. So if we can invalidate the death cross, we'll have a nice move back up. I'm not saying it's going to hit 63 cents right away because we have, in fact, I see a little bit of a pattern that we most likely created here. So, and it's not even that we created one. We're still, I think we're still stuck in it. Let's get rid of this this downtrending resistance line. Look at this uptrending support. Let's get rid of this because I accidentally hit this a bunch of times. Look at this uptrending support that we've fallen into here, which is a beautiful sign here. If we are now bouncing in that 60 cents currently, if these are our support structures, it looks like we're trying to go up here. After an overzealous sell-off last night, it looks like we're trying to go up here. It really does. And right now we're at 60.5 cents right now. So we're trying to come up to that 15-minute 200-day, it looks like. We don't have a lot of buying volume coming in, but after that drop last night, these are the momentum spots where a lot of times you'll get a hot start to the morning. It's down, what was it down? It's up to 1.34% down. But at the top, when I was asleep, because we've come up, yeah, we were down about 3% at the bottom. We were down about 3%. So you're talking about, I wouldn't even have had to sit through a lot to do that. And our average right now would be around 60 cents, maybe 5.98 if I would have kept that strategy employed. So it was a great strategy. I'm just sad in that it would close people's trades out based on the percentage I was opening over the top that I started. It was a weird proposition. I've never seen that before. I've had weird things happen on copy trading, but that's a weird one. So we're being penalized for lowering our position and trading properly. So as somebody said, there seems to be something within the system that doesn't allow for my strategy because it seems I don't know, it's weird. Anyhow, so there's that. Bitcoin is doing fantastic. Bitcoin is doing fantastic, ladies and gentlemen. If this is a sign of what's to come, we're about to have a big push. We are about to have a big push for Bitcoin. If you are in a leverage trade on Bitcoin, let's say, hey, you woke up this morning like I'm buying it at 64,112. Stop loss at 65,500. Thank me later. 65,100. Thank me later. It's an 8% loss on $1,000, so you lose 88 bucks. Thank me later. 63,545. And if it holds that, we have a nice volatile move up. We had a big consolidation liquidity sweep yesterday. So we've definitely got, it looks like we're setting up a move here possibly. So if you set up it, let's just say you do a 10x, it's at 64,112. Let me look at the setup. Let's just say you're at 64,112, right? And you're like, Tom, I want to do a 10x setup. And I'm like, okay, you want to do a 10x? Well, then if you do a 10x, if you open the long, so if you do the long, you're opening at, what is it, 60, I'm trying to look at the numbers, 64,000, Bitcoin's at 64,146. So if you do it at 64,146, you put a stop loss on, I'm trying to see the exact number so everybody can see. So if you put it underneath that 60, what did we say, 60? So if you put it underneath, you're going to have to put the stop loss at 63. I would just say 63,500. It gives a nice spot $63,500, and on, let's just say a $700 10x, you're looking at only a $60 risk. So I would definitely say that that could be a perfect setup there. So I do think that's a setup trade. For transparency, on BITUNIX, I did take this trade. I have a $700 10x trade. I have my stop loss at $63,500 just in case it doesn't pan out. And it will be about a $67 loss for me from where I opened it. I was just trying to show everybody transparently. As I did it in this rotation in the last half hour, it was just about 64,000, just a little bit around 64K when I opened it. So that's just me trying to be as transparent as possible. For the one person who's still in the copy trading, I have a test trade on the copy trade. It's a 30X. It's only a $35, but it's up like 16, 17%. So that's good to see that. And it's I'm trying to find transparency on the exchange. We might have to go to Ethereum and Bitcoin, though, is what I'm noticing. So we'll see what happens. I'm just trying to mess with different leverages. I'm deciding to do it when there's nobody in here. Well, there's one, but in case some people get mad at my volatility. So, but that's what we're looking at this morning. That's my trade setup. That's what I'm looking for Bitcoin. If you're looking for a trade there, make sure your stop loss is where mine's at, 63,500. It'll tap me with about a $60 loss on a $700 10x trade. It's well worth it to me, a $60 risk. After coming down for that liquidity grab, I'm actually very excited to see what we're going to do this morning. And now let's read this with XRP real quick. Oh, first, here's what was minted by the U.S. Treasury. I can't believe it took me 16 minutes to show this. $100 million minted by the U.S. Treasury, or to the Tether Treasury, on BITUNIX, $100 million. As you know, the U.S. Treasury minted $1 billion in USDT just 6 days ago. And now you add this, now we're at 1.1 billion that's been minted. It's telling me that we're going back into quantitative easing. And in September, we know we're getting that rate cut. So XRP price prediction. Here are the odds on the altcoin hitting 70 cents. Steady gains, but caution ahead. I like it. Like it a lot. XRP's price trend has been slow for much of the past 10 days, but the 58.5 cent mid-range resistance has been overcome. What this means is that the highs of the range that XRP has traded within for more than a year would be the next target. A recent report highlighted how the token presented an attractive buying opportunity should traders aim for lofty heights or exit their trade and ensure profits near the range extreme. Next bullish target is in sights. Now that the 58.5 cent mid-range level has been breached, the 70 cent range high is the next clear target. XRP has gained by 9.9% since last Friday, and the daily RSI seemed to be above 50 to denote bullish momentum as a result. However, the 63 cent zone has served as a resistance since early July. Additionally, Bitcoin has also a resistance at 64 to 66,000, which is what I think now that we've taken 64K after dropping down last night near 63. I think Bitcoin's getting ready for that push to 66. We grabbed some downward liquidity that was very important. It was trading at 64.1K at the time of writing, which it still is. The OBV was steadily rising to indicate strong demand, but the bulls might find it hard to push prices above 63 cents if the market-wide sentiment turns bearish in the coming days for XRP. In case of a rejection from the resistance level, bulls would do well to maintain prices above 58.5, and they proved it last night. They proved it last night, holding it at 59.5 after a drop from 63. It was the volatility we were speaking of, and now I think we're back on track, so we'll continue to monitor. This would encourage swing traders of a buying opportunity targeting the range highs. Speculative sentiment is keenly bullish. XRP's price gains were accompanied by a steady uptick in the open interest. Together, they signaled futures trading willing to go long an outlined bullish sentiment. The funding rate has also been growing more positive. Finally, the spot CVD stabilized its downtrend without moving higher yet. Together, there was evidence for some more gains for XRP, but it is unclear if there is enough strength to propel the price to 70 cents. So that's what we were watching for. So we're trying to see if we're going to go to 70 cents. And real quick before I release this, and make sure that subscribe button and join the over 23,100 subscribers. If you're looking to trade XRP, your favorite crypto, you want to send a donation, or you're just trying to find the proper exchange to trade on, you go here, go to search. If you're trying to, if you're trying to just get my content, you can just go to XRP Future Millionaire. Click on my XRP Future Millionaire Tom's Army picture. and that'll pull you up to my homepage. Click on the BITUNIX and you'll see BITUNIX HOTCOIN. They're working on the copy trading, so you're gonna have to recopy me if that's your vendetta. But obviously with caution this time. Everybody knows the risk. They've cleared my list. They've tried to fix it. And if you want to follow me, just click through HOTCOIN, type in XRP Future MIL, and you'll find me. And then if you want to send a donation, you can go Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal there as well. There's also BLOFIN if you'd like to do a new spin. Have a little more control over leverage trading. Fear and Greed is now up to 54. It's up to 54. That's a big change. We're at 34 yesterday, or 31 last week. 56 yesterday in the greed, 54 today. So we're in neutral today. Neutral, yesterday we were greed and we came back down, ironically. Remember what I said, buy fear, sell greed. Neutral is where you have continuation. And since we held the 59.5, there is a possibility we can come up a little bit higher. But, you know, we're going to have to watch this as the day goes on. We have to watch Bitcoin to see if it can hold this level and start pushing up, or if it's going to come back through 63,500. We have to watch XRP to see if it can maintain this push, or if we're going to come back below 60 point, because you have the death cross possibly here. So 6025 we're going to try to maintain. But there is no big bullish momentum yet this morning. So we're going to watch this, we're going to monitor this, and we're going to pay very close attention to this. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. Make sure to hit that like button, and I'll catch you on the next update. Thank you all so much for this.